Welcome back. This is quite the fascinating story. She says her dad won more than $13 million in the lottery, but now has nothing to show for it. She's been sharing her story on TikTok and getting lots of views. Leanne Ward from Ludington is with us live in studio this morning. Thanks for waking up early with us.
Absolutely.
Yeah, what an interesting story. Your family experiencing something that so few will. Tell us about the good part when your dad initially found out he won.
Yeah, it was super exciting. Life was changing quickly. So he did buy my sister a house and things like that. And we were able to move into that house with her. And that really just opened up everything for us. So yeah.
Yeah, well, kind of set the scene for us. I know that it was about 2013, as you say, and kind of tell us what things were like for your family before this lottery winning came into play.
Yeah, we were not in a good spot. My dad just lost his property, moved in with my grandmother.
And you all had not been living with your dad?
No. It was already kind of a broken relationship, but we did end up moving in with my sister. She took us on fully. And the money really helped her raise us. So,
yeah, I mean, I can't imagine going from, struggling in the way that you described to finding out, wow, our family is now millionaires.
Yeah, big changes, really, impactful. So.
Well, kind of tell me about the relationship you had with your dad, as much as you're comfortable sharing.
Yeah.
Is he someone that always played the lottery? Did you know this to kind of always be part of his life?
Yes, he was a little bit of a gambler, I would say. So he always played the lottery. So I believe it was weekly, to be honest. I don't know for sure, but definitely played a lot. And he won in Custer, Michigan, a little store called Bonzer's, the only store we have. Not anymore. It's a restaurant. But it's
wow.
crazy.
Yeah, so interesting to hear that story. So about how long did you have with the good times? Obviously we know how the story changes for the worst, but were things good at least for a little bit?
Yeah, they were. It was so fun. Like, he did take us shopping a couple of times, which was pretty crazy, getting kind of whatever you wanted. Going from nothing to having something is a huge change. There was a lot of excitement, but it did turn sour over the years. The money ran out, and things changed for him. So it did, kind of a sad turn at the end.
Yeah, and sadly, we do sometimes hear this often with kind of the horrors of winning the lottery, that it isn't always good, especially if you don't necessarily know how to manage that money. If you're going from one extreme to the other, what would you say did go wrong?
Oh, a lot of things. Moving away from Michigan probably wasn't the best thing. There were good things, because people were asking for things, and
is that why you moved?
He moved because of that. Other reasons as well. Everything, it's very intricate. There's a lot going on.
That brought on a lot of spotlight that you maybe weren't used to.
Yeah.
Now, so what was it that made you decide to start taking your story to TikTok? When did you start sharing this online?
Yeah, about a year ago, actually. Since my dad passed, I just feel like I want to, let the story out a bit. There's so much to it. I just feel like it's a shame to keep it all within. I think it's time to start talking about it.
Yeah, I know you said your dad passed in 2023, right? And I'm sorry for your loss.
Thanks.
What is it that you hope people learn from your story?
Ooh, if you win the lottery, get a financial advisor.
That's simple, right?
Thing. Yeah. I don't know. Family's everything. Stick together, Things, happen, and you got to roll with the punches. And
I know you said that this was just such a huge change for your family and did help you in a lot of ways, but seeing how things played out, if you could go back, do you think you'd be better off not having won? I mean, it was your dad who won, but what do you think?
Yeah, a lot of people ask this, actually. I think I was better off with him winning the lottery. I think I probably would have went down a bad path if he didn't win, because, when you are a kid that's going through a lot and you're not like presenting the best in school and things like that, it makes you go down a bit. And the money really helped me feel better about myself, like more confidence, wearing clean clothes to school, things like that.
And seeing a different way and seeing it out.
Yes, having a home, having a lake house, went from nothing to having something that was pretty grand to me, you know.
How have people been responding to you sharing your story on TikTok?
Oh, you know what? I actually haven't. I read the comments, but a lot of people at home don't talk about it too much. So I guess I don't know what the response is. I try to keep, you know, my ears closed. I don't want to know.
Yeah, we know all too well about avoiding those comments. I guess lastly, I want you to, again, if you can, kind of break down some of your dad's spending habits that you think maybe went wrong. I know we talked about you saying he was buying a lot of people trucks.
Yes. Yeah, that's his first big purchase. He brought all of his friends and family to our local car dealership and brought everybody brand new vehicles. So that was pretty wild. And that took a good portion of the money. He bought a house in Nevada, huge portion of the money. And he gambled a lot. He did, you know, a lot of other things too. So I think that's like majority of where I guess the money went.
I could see how you think, whoa, you know, $13 million, but you mentioned it was $8 million because he took the lump sum. But I can imagine thinking, I've got an endless amount of money. I can just spend however I want, and that's maybe not how it works.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it does run out if you're not, you know, being responsible. So,
well, thank you for sharing your story with us, Leanne. We're back right after this.